Hi, good day everyone. Today you are with me, Mr. Ganesan, for seminar Business Studies, Igcse Business Studies code 0450. I will try my level best to give you the utmost that is crucial and important for your coming examination. And not only that, once we have done all the seminar, I also will be giving you a seminar pack once you return back to school. Okay, so all this while we have been learning since year 10, year 11, you have learned a lot. So the journey is actually very close towards the examination already. In fact, we have been trying a lot of past year questions. It's a good thing. So before we go into the seminar, I just want to give you some, what do you call, some kind of motivation that you should have within yourself, discipline as well. Only then this seminar will be very useful for all of you. Okay, so we have moved our journey all this while over here. Before we move on into the examination battle, okay, I would say make sure you have a disciplined time. That means you have a certain period of time that you focus on business studies and other subjects as well. Okay, you make sure you have some time, kind of timetable. So consistency is the answer. As I told you, always practice makes perfect. Okay, so when you do mistake, then you overcome the mistake. Okay, and you should have motivation. Okay, self motivation. Okay, you have to always move forward, and then learn from all your mistake. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into the subject matter today. Okay, business studies 0450, paper 1 as well as paper 2. What are the most important skills that you need, and everything I'll be explaining it here. Okay, so let's go into it. Yeah, just give me one moment. Okay, Business Studies 0450, seminar for 2021. Yeah, so this is my second year having seminar online. Normally, through YouTube. Normally, we'll be having our uh, physical seminar that will be very much of fun and a lot of things that we could learn. And I'll try my best to give the most in this stipulated time given here. Okay. So as you know, paper 1, okay, it's a written examination. It's not like other subject we have objective. Everything here is subjective. That means you should write. Okay. So written examination, which is 1 hour, consists of paper 1, 1 hour 30 minutes, as well as paper 2, 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, so and yeah, I always get feedback that so the 1 hour 30 minutes is not enough. The time is always a biggest factor that I couldn't complete. Okay, don't worry about that. There's also some techniques that you can use that you can do in the given time. Yeah. So here, total marks for paper 1 will be 80 marks, as well as paper 2 80 marks. Paper 1 is like short, structured, and data responses. Okay, it's like data responses. Okay. Yeah, data responses, so they'll convert that into 50%. Paper 2 is, as you know, it is a scenario based question. Case study will be given to you, and from that particular case study you are going to answer all the questions. Okay, in total they'll have about 4 questions, A and B. Okay, so I would say about 8 questions. So question A will be 8 marks, question B will be 12 marks. Okay, paper 1, they'll be given 4 short scenarios because it's data responses, right? 4 short scenarios given, and A, B, C, D, E questions will be given in paper 1. Okay. So these are all the chapters that you need to cover. First will be understanding business activity, people in business, marketing, operation management, financial information and decision, external influence, and business activity. Okay, all of this is important. These are all the major main topics of business studies. Okay, and all have the equal amount of, what do you say, importance. So, oh, so I'm going to skip this chapter, I'm going to skip another chapter. No, you have to read all the chapters. Okay, Okay, assessment objective. See, the four assessment, the main thing here is knowledge and understanding. Okay, then we have application, analysis, and evaluation. These are the four main components that IGCSE looks into in your paper for business studies. Okay, first, knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding, how you gain knowledge and understanding from the course book, from the thing that you learn in the classroom, from your notes. Okay, so candidates will demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the facts, okay, terms, concepts, okay, and theories. Okay, so and next will be on application. Okay, most students actually leave out on application because they are so confident, they know about the topic very well, they know the knowledge very well. So what they do, they just give the facts, they talk about the theories, they talk about the facts. Okay, so when it come application missing. Okay, so that's what differ between a good candidate. Okay, now application. Okay, apply the knowledge and understanding of facts, terms, concept, convention, theories, and techniques. Okay, the most important thing is you have to read the scenario. Let's look at paper one. You have to read the short scenario given over there. Okay, only then you are able to get all the application. And for my students, I always tell you, make sure underline the keywords. It is very important. Please underline. I repeatedly telling you, please underline the keywords. That will be easy, okay, for the brain to stimulate the answer. Okay, next we'll look into analysis. Okay, what we're going to look, distinguish between the evidence, opinion in the business context. Okay, some people understand in a very layman saying. Okay, they just understand, but when write, they don't write in a business context. Okay, so this all needs practice. Okay, order, analyze, and interpret information in narrative, numerical, graphical form using appropriate techniques. Okay, we have been doing a lot of past question. From the past question itself, you would have seen different writing skills and techniques. Last but not least will be evaluation part. This is the most important here because they're going to look at the candidate, whether they have this managerial skills or not. They can think like a manager. This is how when you do business, you think like a manager. This is how you are able to evaluate things. Okay, so you present a reason explanation and develop arguments, understand implication and draw inferences. You make judgment, a recommendation and decision. Okay, so this all needs practice. This cannot be done just overnight. Just, oh, I read the course book and I'm able to answer the entire IGCSE. No, these are the main four components which is very crucial for your paper one as well as paper two. Okay, let's move on. You see how they distinguish the percentage. Yeah, so look for knowledge and understanding. Paper one, it's about 40%, whereas paper two only 20%. Okay, application 30%, 30%, analysis 15%, and paper two 25%, evaluation 15%, and in paper two evaluation will be 25%. Why 25%? Why weightage is more on paper two? Okay, simple reason, because remember for question B they'll have on the recommendation part. That's where the examiner is going to see whether the student deserve A or A star. It's how you evaluate, how you give the proper recommendation. Okay. Okay, let's move on. I always prefer physical seminar, but we have no choice during because of the pandemic. We have to, uh, yeah, we have to manage this. I hope you can see it clearly. Just give me a moment. Okay, sorry for the technical glitches. Okay, so now about this paper, yeah. We'll move into paper one first. Okay, paper one, short answer and data responses. Okay, each question will be based on a scenario. As you know, scenario there's A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so you first thing I would like to tell you, underline all the keywords. Okay, underline all the keywords and make sure you look at the what the score given on the right hand side of every question. A, there'll be 2 marks. B, how much. C, how much, and so on. Okay, question like definition, you shouldn't spend much time, 3 4 5 minutes on question which has ask you to define, because that's the problem, because they spend too much of time here where they are unable to complete the last question normally. Okay, so normally for define, 1 to 2 minutes done. You just spend 1 to 2 minutes, so you'll have time for especially question D and E, which is 6 marks. Okay, anyway, for question define, do not give any example. You don't need to give any example. Go direct, straightforward. They ask you A, you just answer A. You don't need to give any example. You don't need to extract information as application from the scenario. No need, because marks given is only 2 marks given. These are all little exam tips that you should know. Okay, and make sure you write in the space provided. Let's say you made some mistake, if the whole thing is strong, crisscross and give a remark on the paper, and you write it behind. There's always empty pages given at the back, so you can write remarks. For example, please refer to page 12. So in page 12 you write question to C. So do not give difficult time for the examiners. Yeah. Okay, so look at this question. Okay, both question worth how much? 2 marks. Okay, 2 marks each question. So don't waste much time here. 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes maximum. That's much. That's the maximum that you can spend time on it. Okay, so make sure you read the command words. Okay, the command words is what, like calculate, define, justify, evaluate, identify. Okay, these are all the command words. Okay, this will be very helpful for you. Okay, so you have to spend around 2 to 3 minutes only for question A and B, nothing more than that. Something goes more than that, that means you wouldn't have proper, sufficient time for other questions. Okay, and another one more things that you should remember. Okay, when the question indicate in dollar, make sure you have the dollar symbol. Okay, it's indicating some currency, right? Like if you just put the figure, let's say you just put 1,000, it could be 1,000 beets, it could be 1,000 fruits, right? So make sure you indicate it is, if there's a dollar sign, dollar, if it's a ratio, make sure this ratio, or percentage, make sure you write it in a percentage. Okay. Okay, so some sample like this. Identify 4 methods of primary market research, okay, that a business could use. Okay, so identify. So how much marks? 4 marks given. Okay, you give the methods. Okay, sometimes if you give four methods, and easy. One, 4 marks you already get. Okay, outline 2 ways you could increase added value. So you have to give the way and then explain. Way and then explain. So way will be given 1 mark, explanation will be given another 1 mark. Okay, some question will relate to just knowledge, where you need to show wider knowledge of a topic. Other question will ask you to apply your knowledge to the scenario. Okay, so depends on the question. Okay, for this trend la 2021. Okay, starting from question C for paper 1, C, D, E, you must always start application method. Okay, make sure you refer back to the short scenario given on top. Okay, so see they've indicated, make sure answer the question set. Do not waste time developing points if knowledge is all that is required. I already tell you, question C, knowledge is required. Do not expand too much until they've given you the line, go down, 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 extra arrow, no need. The amount of line given is sufficient enough for you to write the question, write the answer, sorry. Okay, part D question, you need to develop points, okay, and use the information from the scenario to help the points you make. So basically, you're going to apply, you're going to analyze here certain things, explain why, don't just describe. For example, show why something is an advantage and not simply that it is, or it is just a fact from the course book, textbook. Okay, so this kind of question you must spend at least 5 to 6 minutes, nothing more than that. If you go more than that, you'll be in trouble. That's where it comes. 1 hour 30 minutes is not enough. Another common mistake that everyone do is when they, sir, I'm practicing, sir, so I'm doing all the questions that you tell me to do, I'm doing. Yes, you are doing, but you are not writing it in a full proper sentences. You are just putting dash dash point point point. So when you are practicing point point point, when it comes to the real exam where you need to write the entire proper sentences, develop the proper the proper answer, that's where you start. That's where you get into trouble, where you are unable to finish the paper. Okay. Okay, next move on. Question E. This is where I always like to see whether the student able to grab this subject very well or not. Because they're going to evaluate certain answers. They're going to give some judgment. They're going to recommend certain things here. Okay, so each question will ask you to make decision and judgment using what do you think, what do you recommend, or justify. Okay, another exam tips here that I would like to advise you is when they ask what do you think, do not answer I think that. Okay, don't use the same thing that I think. Okay, I strongly agree. So and so company should use this method instead of this method. Then you know that kind of strong decision making. Okay. For this question, how much time you need to spend? You see, 10 minutes. Around 8 to 10 minutes. Nothing more than that. It's worth 6 marks. So you're going to justify, you're going to look into it clearly. Okay, now we move on into paper 2. Okay, paper 2. There are 4 structured questions. Each one split into 2 parts, A and B. You have to answer both. There's no like options like other subject, certain question you have to do, certain question you don't need to do. For business studies, all the question completely you have to do. Okay, scenario will be given like this. Okay, and remember everything in the scenario is important. It could be a graph, it could be a chart, it could be just an advertisement, it could be just any drawing. Everything is important. Okay, at times it'll just give you a pie graph, chart, or sometimes they give you a statement of account, sometimes they give you emails. So from that, spend some time, read the insert first. Okay, insert which means it's a case study lah. Okay, from there you underline all the important keywords. Okay, it is very important. These keywords going to give you a greater marks later. Okay, because your brain is simulating and you are going into that particular business. That means your understanding will be in that particular business. So when you answer, you will relate very well into that particular business. Okay, because at times during classes, you might be learning example about tires example. Okay, but when it comes they are talking about spa, it's a total two different business, so you must go based on the particular business. Okay, that's why please read the insert. That the most common mistake, people just so excited, just flip, start doing the question, do not really insert, only when they need, and then they come and see the insert. It doesn't work that way. You have to spend some time reading the insert, immediately underline all the keywords when you go back to the question, and then you have to refer back to the, that's where it works. Immediately your brain will give you an answer. Okay, it's here, it's here, it's here, which place you have to extract. Okay, see, try to spend how much? 5 to 15 minutes reading through the uh, appendix, the whatever introduction they have given you, what company it is, everything. Look, pictures, everything. Look and understand. Okay, it does not matter if you are not familiar with the type of business. It is important that you use knowledge and understanding and apply in to any situation, because you already learned it from the course book. You already know the knowledge. You apply it here, okay, based on the business that is given. Okay, make sure you allow more time to answer question B. Remember, yeah, question B is 12-mark question, because you need to analyze, you need to evaluate certain things. That's why you're going to get good scores. Okay, and question A, that's more to like paper one, more towards like paper one, where you're going to emphasize more on knowledge part. Okay, okay, paper. Part A question, yeah. Like, explain two possible reasons why Bethany wants the business to remain small. Why they want to remain. You know, remember, we learned this chapter beginning of year in year 10. Yeah. Some questions will ask you to relate your answer to the case study, while others will ask you to explain more points in general terms. Okay, sometimes they just give you two reasons and then explain. So which is like 4 marks over there, 4 marks over here. Sometimes you can see here, explain 4 reasons why effective communication between owners and employees in a business is important. So this is like 4, breaking into 4. Overall, the question A is worth 8 marks. Okay, check how many points the question asks. The fewer number the points, example 2 points, the more detailed your answer should be. Okay, remember this like 2, you have to more detail. It is 4, it is slightly lesser. Okay, in this example A, the top one asks for 2 points, so each need a very detailed answer. The bottom one asks for 4 points, so the answer should be less detailed. Okay, so actually you can see from the spaces given. Hmm? Okay, part B. Part B. This is where many people lose marks. Part B. Okay, worth how much? 12 marks. Okay, ask you to provide balanced discussion, conclusion about the given situation. Some question will relate to the information given in one source. Okay, while others could require you to use more than one source. Okay, sometimes they're giving you like, especially like location. All the information will be given in the appendix or in the case study itself. Okay, location A, location B. Okay, so you extract all the information here, write it down in this question, and how do you recommend for this particular business, which one to choose. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Justify. Okay, I strongly recommend, you can use this kind of words. I strongly recommend company AAA, okay, to use this particular method, or company A to choose this location, and then you give your points, valid points. Okay, so remember, if you finish the papers quite early than the time, please recheck. Okay, if you left out certain things. Okay, but normally for business studies, the time is just nice for you to finish all the questions. Okay, question A and B. These questions are similar to paper 1E. Basically, like paper 1E, you have to evaluate, justify, right? Similar like that. The difference is you will need to provide more detailed explanation here, because why? 8 marks and 12 marks. Make sure you fully develop each point made to show how or why is this is important. Okay, but yet I see some students still giving in point form. Remember, the moment you give in point form IGCSE, it is 50%. I mean, they'll reduce. Even though the points are all valid, okay, they will reduce the mark. Okay, always refer to the information, the data, and the case study as an evidence. You must give evidence. Okay, you must explain your conclusion and recommendation by comparing the choice against the option to give balanced decision. Make it clear which one is the best option. Okay, some answers when you read, right, the examiner is not confused. Which is your stand? What are you trying to say? Okay, so use business English. These are all from practice. Okay, these are all only by practice you're able to do so. Okay, these are the most command words used in IGCSE. Calculate, consider, define, explain, identify, justify, outline, and state. So if calculate, simple, just calculate the particular uh, information from the information given, from the data given, just calculate. Okay, define, you have to give precise meaning, no need to give any example. Explain, set out purpose or the reason. Make the relationship between things evident. Provide why, okay, or how, and support the relevant evidence. Okay, identify, just select, recognize, get it the answer. Justify, yes, of course. Pro and con, support the case with evidence and argument. So argument means give pro and con. Outline, set out only the main point. State, okay, just give the clear terms. Okay, these are all the words that you'll be seeing in your business study paper. See, explain two possible reasons why they need to remain small. Okay, explain is the command word in this question. This means you have to give two suitable reasons and give detailed explanation in context showing why. Okay, why each reason is important for Bethany's business. Okay, because this is for paper 2, 8 marks, right? So you definitely have to give detailed explanation. So now we look into the um, some responses. Okay, explain. So like when the examiner say explain, what do they mean? Okay, they'll be expecting you to give the knowledge, give detailed reason. Okay, and it could be positive and negative point. Why here? The word justify. Remember question E, justify. You have to give pro and con. A supported decision means giving a clear reason backed up by knowledge or evidence as to why the method you have chosen is appropriate than other option discussed. Okay, make sure you look this matter. Okay, why I'm focusing more towards like question E and then paper 2 because most students able to answer question A, B, C for paper 1. Yeah? A, B, C, they are able to answer. D slightly they struggle a little bit because sometimes they forget the key terms and so on. Okay, but E they struggle a lot. That's where they lose most mark in E. Okay, explain two possible method internal communication that a small business could use to inform workers about possible expansion. Okay, they want to inform the workers. Okay, and justify which method should be chosen. Okay, so here, okay, one method they said meeting and they explain thoroughly. Okay, so one method in meeting are good because you can get everyone together, and if someone has any question, easy to respond. Okay, so these are the reason. However, there is no way. Okay, remember I told you use the word however. However, there is no way to make sure that everyone receive it or open it at the same time if someone does not understand what has been written. It is not easy to ask questions. So it's look here again. So I think. So I would suggest you not to use the word I think. Okay, you just say which one you recommend. Okay, which one is good. Okay, so what are the normal mistake that student will do? Yeah, the most common mistake, okay, evaluation questions, not explaining the point. They give the point and they don't have to explain it in detail. Okay, many respondents tend to identify different method but not develop the points, okay, or to show how or why it is suitable or not, or other offer explanation that could apply to a range of method. Okay, so making a decision alone, such as yes or no. Remember, I always say do not put the yes or no immediately. Give it at the end. So let the examiner read. Read first. Get a clear picture. What will be your end answer? Okay, it is a reason behind the choice that the examiner are looking for. Don't immediately yes, no, and then no proper explanation. No point. Okay, so here, in order to do your best when answering question, make sure okay you address the question being asked and make sure you're focused. Okay, when they're asking about batch production, you remember about batch production. Don't think about flow and other thing at the time. Okay, think carefully about how to define a given term, ensuring your answer is clear and precise so that the definition cannot be confused with another term. Because sometimes when the students write, it is so confusing. What are they trying to say? Okay, so straightforward. Relate any knowledge to the given question to the question being asked, consider the context of the information you are giving. Okay, are clear and direct in any judgment, conclusion, or conclusion you are making, as the examiner cannot make any assumptions about what you mean. That is the problem because English plays a vital role here in these studies, I would say, because and that English should be business English. This all comes only by practice. Trust me, by practice. Okay, support any conclusion with accurate and relevant information or data from the case study. Okay, so as I said, now I think all of you would have been like what do you call practicing question, doing all revision. By now you should have done read all the course book. Okay, so I still feel difficult to put all the input, okay, in my head. Okay, write short notes. Okay, just by reading itself you just cannot understand the whole thing. If you think that you tend to forget, write short notes. So now no time ready. How? Okay, what you do now, you start to do the passive question, you refer the answers, you refer the marking scheme. Some input will go, but this needs practice as well, consistent. Only like for example, Saturday you study, okay, and then the next following Saturday you take the passive question. It is not going to work. Every day, okay, at least 15 to 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, just the one question, two questions. That itself is going to give you a boost. Today one question, tomorrow you'll do two questions, the next day you'll do three questions, the following day you'll tend to do the whole entire set, and then the next following day you tend to time yourself. Those who are complaining they have no time to complete the entire task given. Okay, so you time yourself. That will give you the confidence. And guys, remember, all the questions are repetitive. Okay, it will repeat. Hey, 2015 you have done this paper, and then suddenly you refer, hey, 2018, hey, looks similar, right? So the questions are repetitive. So how more practice of passive questions will give you a clear picture of what will you will be expecting during the IGCSE. Okay, definitely it is possible. A star, it is possible. Just practice. Hmm? Okay. And because we don't have what you call choice that we can choose only this particular subject, this particular topic and so on. Okay, for business studies everything is crucial and important because there's no option that this question can be done, that question cannot be done, all should be answered. Okay, so make sure you have some short notes. Okay, so that always triggers, so that you do not forget. Okay, you can draw some diagrams or probably short notes or key points, whichever way that stimulates your brain. Okay, make sure you define what you call business study terms accurately. Okay, so how, so I cannot get exactly the same like the past year answers. Okay, as long the meaning has the same meaning, same understanding, you will get marks. It's not that you have to have word by word from the course book. Okay, anyway, what you can do from the course book, right? If you see on the left hand side, there'll be all definition in the blue box. You can write it down, or you can keep on reading all the definitions as well. So that will somehow be in your somewhere in your brain. Okay, so you can use that. Okay, or you can do some glossary. In fact, I already prepare all the glossary for all of you. Once we come uh, to class, then I will give you the entire seminar pack. All the short notes is already there. It is very precise. It's like a diagram. Every chapter by chapter is already there. And what you can do if you think that it's too short, okay, you want a better understanding, you can refer the course book and you can put maybe a sticky note, or you can write it down there. That is your pack, you see, your seminar pack. So you can do whatever you want. Glossary also will be given out of the common definition question asked in business studies. So all the glossary is also available there. Okay, meanwhile you also can do some effort. You can start right doing your own glossary, so you will remember. Okay, how? So no time. What you can do, simple, instead of just taking all the from the course book, you just take from the passing question. Remember, all the A question is the definition question, right? You can look at the marking scheme and then start writing. That also will stimulate and you will able to remember. Okay, so the most important is the passing question and the marking scheme, guys. For now, for this timing is the passing question and marking scheme. Okay, now during the examination, make sure you read the instruction carefully. Okay, that's the most important thing, and plan your time. You have practiced all this while, so make sure you know, for this question I know this much time I have to allocate. For this question I know how much time to allocate. Okay, don't waste time on the calculation part too much. Okay, if you think that, oh, you are not that good at mathematics or calculation, focus, go, move on to other question, come back later. Okay, and identify all the command words. Okay, and make sure you underline all the important keywords during the examination. Okay, make sure you read all the question from starting to end, read everything. Okay, and what do you call, read the title, key, look at the graph, especially paper 2, look at the graph, find exactly what they're trying to show, look at the location, the scale, the dates, everything is important. Okay, don't worry guys, because for paper 2 insert, it's yours, you can just scribble everything. Only the question paper will be sent, to IGC Cambridge, so you can write down everything in the insert. Okay, another problem is students just tend to write whatever they know. It's not answering what the question expect them to answer. Okay, don't simply just write, whatever you know, okay, just write. Okay, don't even understand. And the examiner sometimes will get confused. What is this student trying to um, answer? And sometimes it's just repetitively writing the same answer. So remember, quality is always better than quantity. Yeah, so we use all the business terms and answer, use this in the answer where appropriate. Okay, do not simply put in, oh, Mr. Ganson said we should have all business terms, put every, no, you have to look at the context clearly. Okay, I keep on emphasizing on paper 2 because paper 1 is more onto knowledge, paper 2, that's where they're going to see on how you evaluate, how you recommend. Okay, and always look at the number of the marks given there. Okay, Okay, so that you know you shouldn't spend too much time on this particular question, that particular question. Okay, make sure writing is clear. Okay, so do not give tough time for the exam. Writing is clear. Okay, no correction tape is allowed. Okay, let's say it's wrong, crisscross, write it properly, don't scribble, press one line and write the answer. That's it, the entire thing is wrong. Question 2b, for example, 2b paper 2 is wrong, the whole thing. Raw cross, right, refer what page. Okay, and then in that page, right, make sure that question 2b and write the answer. Okay, do not worry about that. Okay, do not get panic. Okay, so that's why again I keep on telling you, read the main command words. Okay, so look at the data given, look at the how to analyze, how to apply. These are all practice makes perfect, guys. Okay, and I know all of you deserve the best and you can do your best. Okay, right, so make sure you practice whatever needed to be done. You practice well, to know, ask. Okay, ask and you shall receive, right? So make sure you do as many questions as you need. Because why? Questions are repeated. I keep on telling you the same thing again and again because repeated questions are all repeated. And make sure you continue doing questions every day. Okay, so we are already now in August and October. You already start your um, Igcse Cambridge, right? So this will definitely, this within these 2 months, a lot of changes can be done. Okay, the changes comes from you. Trust me, it all comes from you. Have the faith, have the trust. Okay, build the confidence. Motivation should come within yourself. Okay, yes, at times we are down. Everyone, okay, there's up and down. Okay, it happens. Okay, don't worry about it. You can do the best. Trust me. Okay, trust yourself first. Okay, practice makes perfect. And I wish you all the best for your IGCSE, not only for your IGCSE, guys, for your life as well. Do the best, God will do the rest. Trust me, you can make the changes. Okay, till I see you again, take care, stay safe, and bye.